Is there some merit for this being a confidence builder for your club?
I think we all had confidence. It's more so just plugging away each day. You know, this is one of the top teams in the league for the last 4 or 5 years, and they got a continuity on their roster. So it was good to, play against a team that kind of, has an identity already. And for us, it was a good gauge for all of our guys. But we're not too excited about it. We just got to get back to work tomorrow.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Kevin, I've got two for you here. One, do you sense any change in DeAndre and the way he's played over the last 2 games versus the games he had played before then? And do you think maybe is it just the added load with not Jarrett being here, or did something change for him at all?
I mean, obviously getting more minutes. He played 38 minutes tonight, and he matched Giannis' minutes. We asked him to guard 2-time MVP, and he held his ground. I mean, he's going to score his points because he has the ball up, but he held his ground. And the fact that, we had more of as each day goes on, we building our identity on the defensive side of the ball. And once we all on one page, that's going to make everybody better. So early in the season, we were all, trying to figure out our way. And it can look kind of rocky when you're doing that. But as we continue to move forward, I think you'll see more of a, solid play from all of us and more of a, identity from our team.
And secondly, in terms of good defense, better offense, I mean, you, James, Kyrie can all hit shots when you're defended close range. I think we saw 2 examples of that. First, James hits a sidestep over Drew in the corner, then you double crossover against Chris Middleton, 1-foot floater in the lane. I mean, what does being able to hit those shots do to a defense when you're able to, just continue to knock down those shots no matter what the defense brings?
Yeah, it's when you play good defense for 18, 19 seconds of the clock and you get, special players to just make shots over a contest, it definitely takes a little bit out of the defense, but we definitely don't want to rely on that either, where we have to just score one-on-one baskets all the time. And you're seeing Joe coming off and creating some momentum for us off of screens, knocking them down. He had a big 3 in the fourth. Bruce came in and made, timely plays for us on the offensive side. Jeff hit big threes all night. So we're going to need everybody to contribute and do what they do best on the offensive end. And then when it's time, we got to make tough shots.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post. All right, we'll go to Greg Logan with Newsday.
Kevin, James talked about how, it was a long time ago when you guys played together in Oklahoma City. And he says the difference now is that you're grown men. You know a lot more about this basketball game. But is there a part of you that's still surprised by how quickly and seamlessly the two of you have been able to come together and play off each other right away?
Absolutely not. I feel as though like you said, we've been in the league for James' 12th years, James' 12th year, my 14th season. So we pretty much seen every defense, every offensive scheme. We done been in every type of game, playoffs, game 7s, so we done been through a lot in this league, experienced a lot. And for us to bring it together now and combine what we've learned over this time and try to play great basketball, I think it was pretty seamless for us. It was an easy transition, especially with James, handling the ball a lot coming in. So we still trying to, find our way, and, we still got room to improve, but it's a solid start.
Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Taking care of the ball was such an emphasis for you after last game, Kevin, and for James too. Where do you assess that being now? Do you feel like it's gelling a little better, or is it still too small of a sample size? Yeah,
I think we had 12 or 13 in the first half, and to end up with 17 was pretty good. We just got to get better. I mean, we can't have 17 turnovers and them shoot 21 more shots than us, but in the second half we was able to get a little lead because we kept the ball in our hands. And you look at them, they only had 5 turnovers, and they created, they had got 100 shots up. So when we put the ball up into the at the rim, we're one of the best teams on the offensive side in the league. So we got to, shoot the ball and get it up at the rim instead of giving it to the other team.
Taylor Rooks with Turner Sports.
Hey, Kevin. So I asked James this as well. Just, you guys have such a good synergy on the court together. as specific as possible, what is the biggest improvement between when you played in Oklahoma City and now? Where do you see the biggest jump for you guys together?
IQ. We were young players, just wide-eyed, didn't know what the league was about, and experiencing things for the first time together, playoffs, game sixes, late games in the playoffs, all of those situations we experienced for the first time. So now, if we're in those situations again, we know how to handle ourselves. So I think that IQ more so than anything, our games and our skills, they speak for themselves. But as far as knowing the game inside and out, knowing what we need our teammates to do, and knowing what our coaches expect from us, I think we can handle it a little better now.
Rachel Nichols with ESPN.
Hey, Kevin, you mentioned the Bucks, being a team that has an identity, and obviously they're elite with the players on that roster. What did you guys learn about yourselves tonight playing?
We could play with a lot of teams. We could play different styles. But more so than anything, that defensively, when we lock in, they shot 43% from the field, 29 from the three. We out rebounded them. So, when we do things like that, we hang our hats on that, then we're a pretty good team.
Thanks.
Back to Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Kevin. Considering James hasn't even practiced yet, had a full legitimate practice, and I guess Kai's hopefully you'll see him in practice also. What do you hope to be able to get out of, even a regular season practice, which is normally not something that's a big deal, but how valuable will that be when you finally are able to do that tomorrow?
Yeah, I think a lot of teams in the league are using this time as more of a mental practice than anything, going over film, going over your schemes on both sides of the ball, just jogging your memory on what you need to do out there on both ends of the floor. And, even though we might not be physically scrimmaging every day, or getting a hard sweat in, but we're working our brains a little bit on what we need to do and how we need to be better for each other. So as we move down the line, a lot of things we can just react off and we don't have to talk so much. So, I think that's what these practices are for this year. And, whenever we get a chance to really get some bump in practice, we'll be ready. But for now, it's more like going to class.
And last question will go to Brian Mahoney with the Associated Press.
Kevin, it looked like on that play, James went and got that rebound and knew where you were almost immediately. Is any of that a feel between two guys who just kind of know each other and what their tendencies might be? And just how tough do you think is that for an opponent to know that, they can stop one guy and they got to get the other guy in the same possession?
Yeah, that's just pretty much every NBA team. You get your offensive rebound, you're looking out for threes. And, James got a great look at the three. And got a great rebound, and I was there just trailing, So if it would be me, Joe, Bruce Brown, he'd have did the same thing. But that's just normal basketball, just IQ of just knowing that if we get an offensive rebound, look for the 3-pointer first.